I have,
All right, enough, fires!
I'm a witch! I do
How fast! This heat!
Good morning everyone, how you doing? It's Paul here from Unusual Things. Now this morning I am in Weybridge Cemetery. Look at that tree behind me. Honestly, I feel like I'm in California with all the big redwoods, even though they're not redwoods. I don't know, I don't really know much about trees. Anyway, easily distracted again. We have come today to find the final resting place of Frank Finlay. Great actor. He was in things like The Wild Geese, brilliant film, Roger Moore. He played Van Helsing in a TV film of Dracula. He was in Othello. He's done loads of things. I'll tell you a bit more about that soon. I keep walking through spiders' webs this morning, which is all right. Don't mind spiders, but just get your blooming webs out of the way. Yeah, so we're going to find out some more information about Frank in a moment, of course, and we'll try and find his final resting place as well, if we can. And yeah, if you're aware of Frank, have you seen any films that he's in? Or any TV shows or any theatre shows or anything like that at all, please leave your comments down below, and I'll tell you some more information about Frank. I'll tell you some more information about Frank real soon. And wow, look at that, just a solemn character just standing there, which obviously means something to someone because there's a plaque under the tree, which is great. I love little things like that, little gems. Yeah, so leave your comments down below. And of course, if you like the video today, please give it a thumbs up. Fly, go away. And if you haven't done so already, maybe subscribe to the channel. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, just a little bit of your time. There's lots of jackdaws in here that you can hear in the background. I love jackdaws. They're like mini crows, aren't they? I don't know if they're related to the crow family, are they? I know magpies are, they're cousins. But I don't know if jackdaws are. They look like they are. Maybe it's something for me to do a little bit of research on. Anyway, if you know, if you know about jackdaws, then obviously don't worry about that. I'm getting distracted. Right, we're going to carry on. I'll tell you some more information now. Francis Finlay, CBE, 6th of August 1926 to the 30th of January 2016, was an English actor. He was born in Farnworth, Lancashire, the son of Josiah Finlay and Margaret Finlay. He was educated at St Gregory the Great School, but left at 14 to train as a butcher at Toppings. He gained a City and Guilds diploma in his trade. Finlay made his first stage appearances at the local Farnworth Little Theatre in plays that included Peter Blackmore's Miranda in 1951. He also played in the repertory initially in Scotland before winning a scholarship to RADA in London. There followed several parts in productions at the Royal Court Theatre, such as the Arnold Wesker trilogy. He became particularly associated with the National Theatre, especially during the years when Laurence Olivier was director. Playing Iago opposite Olivier's title character in John Dexter's 1965 production of Othello and the film adaptation of that production, also 1965, Finlay's performance left theatre critics unmoved. But he later received high praise for the film version and gained an Academy Award nomination. The critic John Simon wrote that the close-ups in the films allowed Finlay to give more subtle and effective performance than he had done on stage. At the Chichester Festival Theatre, Finlay played roles ranging from the first gravedigger in Hamlet to Joseph Frank in Weapons of Happiness. One of his earliest roles was in the family space adventure serial Target Luna 1960 as journalist Conway Henderson. Finlay's first major television success was as Jean Valjean in the BBC's 1967 10-part adaptation of Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. He played the title role of Dennis Proctor's BBC Two series Casanova 1971. Following this, he portrayed Adolf Hitler in The Death of Adolf Hitler 1972 for London Weekend Television. Finlay portrayed Richard Roundtree's nemesis Amafi in the film Shaft in Africa 1973, before playing Porthos for director Richard Lester in The Three Musketeers, also 1973, The Four Musketeers 1975, and The Return of the Musketeers 1989. He appeared in several additional films including The Wild Geese 1978 and The Key by Tinto Brass. Finlay starred as the father in the once controversial Bouquet of Barbed Wire 1976 and its sequel Another Bouquet 1977. And he was reunited with his Bouquet of Barbed Wire co-star Susan Penhaligon when he played Professor Van Helsing in the BBC's Count Dracula, also 1977, with Louis Jordan. He appeared in 2 Sherlock Holmes films as Lestrade solving the Jack the Ripper murders, A Study in Terror 1965 and A Murder by Decree 1979. He also played a role as the primary antagonist in the adaptation of Golden Prince Nez of the Granada television series of Sherlock Holmes, starring Jeremy Brett, in which his son Daniel played a minor role as well. Finlay appeared on American television in A Christmas Carol 1984, playing Marley's ghost opposite George C. Scott Ebenezer Scrooge. He also guest starred as a farcical witch smeller in an episode of the Blackadder Witch Smeller Pursuivant 1983, opposite Rowan Atkinson. In 1994, he played Howard Franklin in the 4th series of Heartbeat episode Lost and Found. Finlay played Sancho Panza opposite Rex Harrison's Don Quixote in the 1973 British made-for-television film The Adventures of Don Quixote, for which he won a BAFTA award. He won another BAFTA award that year for his performance as Voltaire in the BBC production of Candide. Finlay played the role of Justice Peter Mahon in the award-winning New Zealand television serial Erebus: The Aftermath 1988. In the Roman Polanski film The Pianist 2002, he took on the part of Adrian Brody's father. He starred alongside Peter Postlethwaite and Geraldine James in the BBC drama series The Sins in 2000, playing the funeral director Uncle Erwin Green. He appeared in the TV series Life Begins 2004 to 2006 and as Jane Tennyson's father in the last 2 stories of Prime Suspect 2006 and 2007. In 2007, he guest starred in the Doctor Who audio adventure 100. He appeared in November 2008 in the 11th episode of the BBC drama series Merlin as Anora, Keeper of the Unicorns. Finlay met his future wife, Doreen Shepherd, when both belonged to Farnworth Little Theatre. They and 3 children, Stephen, Kathy and Daniel, lived in Shepperton, Middlesex. She died in 2005, aged 79. As a Roman Catholic, Finlay became a member of the British Catholic Stage Guild, now the Catholic Association of Performing Arts. Finlay was made a Commander of the Order of the British Empire in the New Year's Honours of 1984 and an Honorary Doctor of the University of Bolton in 2009. He died on the 30th of January 2016 at his home in Weybridge, Surrey, England, aged 89 from heart failure. So there's all the information there about Frank Finlay. Now I've been having a good look around because I know there's not a headstone in place yet, so it's got a marker still, and I think I found it. Now I really had to have a close inspection of all these markers, and lo and behold, it's the one that looks just really tainted and faded, which is a shame. Now it really needs a clean up. Now I can't work it out too well, but it's got his wife's name on there. You probably see that better on the TV screen than what I can here. Look, I don't know if it's Doreen, looks like it, I don't know. So before you all write in going, it's so and so, it's because I'm close. It's really hard when you're close up and it's really difficult to make all this out. So you'll probably see it better on the big TV screen, okay? And then it's got Frank Finlay, I can see that part there, 30th of January 2016, rest in peace. So I'm hoping you guys can see some of that, if not all of it, okay? So there we have the final resting place of Frank Finlay. Now what I find sad is, 2016, he passed away. 7 years later, and there's no headstone. Great actor, well known in what he did. Even if there's no family left, it's amazing how quickly these people get forgotten, isn't it? Anyone really, not just because this gentleman's an actor, But anyone, you know, you'd have thought that someone within his industry might have clubbed together, got a little headstone, just something. But who knows? It's a difficult one because, you know, we don't know whether there are family members left or not, and we never know the politics or dynamics of family, do we? Things happen. None of us know what goes on behind closed doors. However, like I just said, someone within the acting community, if there's any actors out there, you know, well, no, I doubt anyone well known watches this, but if you do, and you knew Frank, we know of him, and you know the movies he's done and the work that he's done within your industry, how about clubbing together, a few of you, and getting a headstone for poor chap? You know, he's been passed away 7 years now. It's just a marker there, which is no one's even bothered to clean. You know, it's just faded, and it's a shame that such a great actor is now just fading away. I guess we all fade away, don't we, at some point? And there's not always people to remember us and carry on. But if you are well respected within your field, whatever that may be, you know, you could be a taxi driver. If you're the best taxi driver, or if you're well known within taxi driving world, taxi drivers might club together and get something. You know where I'm going with it, don't you? It doesn't matter about the fame and all that sort of stuff. It matters about the thought process behind it, of that little bit of respect. Anyway, a little bit of a deep and meaningful one there. But yeah, put your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on it. You might totally disagree with me. That's fine. I like to have a debate over these things. And yeah, if you liked the video today, please give it a thumbs up, all that sort of stuff. And leave your comments down below. Someone's off on their holiday. Lucky, lucky people. Just before I end this video, guys, I've just noticed something, and I wanted to come back to show it to you because it just got me a little bit intrigued. I noticed next to Frank Finlay's cross that's been there for 7 years now, there's a Stephen Francis Finlay, died 14th of February 2004, aged 48, a much loved husband, son, brother, son-in-law, brother-in-law, uncle and friend. He will be in our hearts and minds forever. Good night, sweet prince, and flight of angels, sing thee to thy rest. So I'm just wondering, you know, there's a headstone there for Stephen Finlay. If he is related to Frank Finlay, who's, you know, they're buried next to each other, so there's a very, very high probability. And, you know, they've put a headstone down for Stephen. Bearing in mind it was early 2000s and Frank passed away in 2016. May have been Frank that did it. We don't know, do we? So I'm assuming by reading that headstone that there are family members around. Yeah, and I don't know why. What I do is I do my filming and then I go back to take a photograph of the final resting place and one with me in it for the thumbnail. You know, you get all that. And it was when I went back that I clocked it. So that's why I've added this little bit on at the end. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, that's all really. Just wanted to come back on and let you know. Anyway, for the second time today, I will see you all on the next one. Take it easy.